here. Subscribe so you never miss an upload.
Welcome to Dungeon Craft. I'm Professor Dungeon Master, and I am known for Ultimate Dungeon Terrain. It is super lightweight zone terrain that you can take with you to conventions. And today I'm packing for Gen Con, and I'm going to show you exactly what's inside my Ultimate DM's Toolkit. Back in the old days, I used to have a suitcase full of Dwarven Forge terrain that I would cart around with me from event to event, but I have since reduced it to a single attaché case. Now, of course, people still expect miniatures and models when they come to a game that's run by Professor Dungeon Master, so I can't disappoint them, but I don't want to take anything more than I need. This channel is about running a minimalist D&D game. Not no terrain, because I love terrain in miniatures, but you want to pack as much as you can into as small a space as possible. So let's open the case. Sharpie, pen, Post-its, index cards, ibuprofen, and dental floss, because hygiene's important. Inside, UDT and a Lazy Susan. This is Gladiator Arena UDT, by the way. It'll be the subject of an upcoming episode. Let's talk miniatures. There's over 30 miniatures here, as well as key terrain pieces like several doors, an archway, 2 different types of pillars, fireplaces, staircases. Over 30 miniatures, including Deathbringer, because people like to take pictures with them. The key here is I use plastic miniatures, which aren't going to break. They're a lot more resilient, and they're not going to chip. You could pack them in there nice and tight. One of the tricks I learned from DM Scotty from the DM's Craft is to keep the box of miniatures separate from your other boxes of miniatures. That way, when I know I'm running Macbeth, I can just take that box and throw it in the case. My game, Macbeth, let's put that aside for a second. Ticonderoga pencils, these are the best pencils, and they come pre-sharpened. Miniature Dungeon Master's screen. You've been watching a while, you saw me make this. It's just high enough that I can hide some secret things behind it. No charts. Why? Because, Marty, where we're going, we don't need charts. I did a whole video on this called The Secret Number Every DM Needs to Know. Link to that video at the end of this one. Few spare copies of Deathbringer that I can sign for my guests. Give it to them as a little present. Here's where I keep my dice. Why, Professor Dungeon Master, are they in plastic bags? Surely you can afford a fancy velvet or leather bag. I could, but I'm cheap. And these allow me to see exactly what dice I have. And these are my Deathbringer dice, my luck dice. They pack in nicely like this, next to the UDT, and I got 3 more UDTs. Mini Arena Terrain, Classic Terrain, and this is a rocky hill. And if you're interested on how I made this terrain, I'll include links below and at the end of this video. Now let's talk about the game itself. This is everything I need to run my game Macbeth. Key scenes are written out on index cards. So they're just bullet points, so I don't forget key pieces of information. And yes, key encounters have monster stat blocks, but they're minimalist. This is Slaughterous Maximus, a new game I'm going to be running at Gen Con. If I don't use index cards, I'll have the scenario on a single sheet of paper. Never anything more than that. No flipping allowed. Standees, they can put their name in front of them at the table so everyone knows who they are. And these are my minimalist character sheets. Name, class, armor class, hit points. That's it. Just the essentials. These are 2 different scenes. This is an expository scene later in the scenario. And this is a banquet, including a letter. And that is it. That's all I need. And if you think Macbeth sounds cool and you want to run it for your players, you can get it at questgivers.com, links below. Packed in here tight, I am ready to go. Lean and efficient. I will be taking this. This is a 20-inch UDT. Doesn't quite fit in the box. If I were flying, I'd have one just for the box, but since I am driving, I can take it with me. And that's it. I'll have this in one hand, the briefcase in the other hand, and I'm good to go. Then you might have noticed I don't bring any rule books with me. 1, they're heavy and they take up a lot of space. 2, I don't believe in ever referencing them at the table. So what if you don't know a magic missile causes D4 plus 1 damage? If you said D6 plus 1 damage, that would only be a 1-point difference on average. Even if you said a D8, it would only be 2 points difference on average. It's not enough to make a measurable difference in the game. You don't need apps, you don't need D&D Beyond, and you need very little stuff stuff to play a role-playing game. That is what's great about them. And if that's the way you roll, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. Also, below you'll find links to Dungeon Craft on Facebook and Patreon, where you can get extra stuff and support the channel. And if you see me at Gen Con, don't be afraid to say hello. We'll take a picture together, maybe hang out and play a game. Who knows? I'll see you soon. May all your rolls be 20s.
Deathbringer here. Oh, the indignity of being packed into a dining case.
Look at the plus side. Maybe you'll meet Ginny D.
That would be worth it.
Maybe you can meet Ben from Questing Beast or Baron DeRoth from Dungeon Masterpiece. I'm doing a panel with them.
Do they sing and have a pin-up calendar?
No.
No thanks, just Ginny D. Now click on these videos and watch more Dungeon Craft.